All right, guys, in this video, we're gonna talk about when it's appropriate to scale your funnel, all right? And when it's not. Like, there's times when you might wanna, take the gas off the fire, and there's other times when you wanna put gas on the fire and really scale that puppy. Hey, it's Bryan Dulaney, top 1% of all marketers and funnel experts in the world, and I'm on a mission to help you launch your expertise, grow and scale your business, and build your legacy. All right, guys, so in this video, we're gonna talk about, when should you scale your funnel, right? Like, when is it appropriate to scale it? Okay, for scale, it looks a little different for everybody. Typically, when we launch a funnel, we might start with 50 to 100 bucks a day, maybe in the testing phase, right? And our goal is to scale it, right? As long as we're profitable, right? So the key ingredient here is to know where break even happens and when profitability happens as well, right? So let me give you a couple examples. I've got two different examples here in this video about when to scale your funnel, okay? So I have a funnel, it's called the Free Golden Ticket. It's a USB drive with our 7 and 8 figure funnels, emails and scripts on it, loaded onto it for $9.95. We just ask people to pay for the shipping and handling. Now, we've sold over 5,000 copies of those USB drives. We're still selling them, so if you haven't got one, I'd encourage you to go to bryandulaney.com and check that out for sure, because it's absolute gold what we put on the USB drive. Now, why I mention this one in particular about scale is because when we launched it, we built into the offer a 60-minute call with me at first, right? So it was like, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some calls. I wanna understand where the marketplace is stuck. I wanna understand what they're going through on a day-to-day basis, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take on 400 or 500 calls, okay? Now, what I didn't think through at first was I didn't have my calendar set up right. So my calendar just got completely chewed through. We launched the funnel right before coming into 2019. So right after Halloween of 2018 is when we actually launched that funnel. I call it the wonky funnel, okay? Because it's all Willy Wonka themed out and it's all fun like that, right? So the first problem we came into was, shoot, like there are a lot of people taking the 60-minute call with me, okay? Then I said, okay, I need to train up my team to do this call because it's really not the highest and best use of my time when I typically make, $2,500 an hour over here consulting my business, or, $15,000 for a one-day private intensive. It doesn't make any sense financially for me to be spending 60 minutes on a call, right, for 197 bucks, right? So like the math game didn't work here, right? So I love doing it, but it just didn't make sense. It wasn't the highest and best use of my time. So I began to train my team. First person was my wife, Stephanie, okay? So I trained her on how to do the calls. Now, fortunately, because she's, we live together, she's in my business, she's been in my business for the last couple of years. She knows how I think, she knows how I would give strategy. Like, she's in the business with me. She's not on the sideline, she's not customer service, she's none of that. She's in the business with me. And so she's super smart with tons of different degrees in marketing and law and business and tons of stuff, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you take these calls now, okay? And then we can train up some more people to do these calls. Well, the first bottleneck that we came into was, okay, there was a day, I remember the first day that we ever did, it was like $15,000 that day in revenue from just that one funnel, okay? No other back-end revenue, it was just that funnel. And the funnel starts at $9.95 and it goes up to 197 bucks and then it's done, okay? So we did over $15,000 that day and I was like, this is amazing, this is awesome. And then I was like, crap, but we've got like all these calls. We can't do this every day because we don't have enough manpower for this many 60-minute calls, right? So I was like, crap, now I have to scale it back down. So I was like, okay, all right, guys, we need to budget this back down to spend this much per day. We'll make this much per day. We'll have this many sales, and we'll have an average of this number of 60-minute calls. So typically, it's about 10% of the people that buy the USB drive also buy the 60-minute call. So for every 100 orders, we have 10 60-minute calls, okay? So you do the math, right? with one person doing 60-minute calls, the most that they can do in a day is 7 or 8 calls, okay, at the high end. Okay, so now if I have 10 people doing calls, great, right? We can scale it. Okay, but when I first initiated this campaign, I was doing them, then I had my wife doing them, right? And that was it, because we were the ones that were competent and qualified to do a high enough strategic conversation to fulfill on the call. Okay, super important. It's not just the salesperson, it's actually fulfillment, right? So the big thing about knowing when to scale your funnel is, do you have the manpower on the back end to handle the volume, right? We didn't, so we had to scale back, and we had to say, okay, well, do we just scale back, okay, and not grow a massive team that are doing these 60-minute calls? Okay, that's actually what we ended up doing. We just said, okay, we're comfortable, let's scale back, let's just kind of keep our traffic right here, and let's not go crazy, right? Okay, that was just the more simple approach for us, right? It made sense for us, right? Even though I deep down wanted to say, let's get this to 50,000 people, let's get this into the hands of 100,000 people, right? Right, like me as the creator of it wants more people to experience it, right? So that's the dilemma there, right? So it's part of business decision too, because training, hiring, and resourcing up that's another expense. It's also taking time away from doing the core business as well, right? So you just got to assess where you're at, right? I've got another company that we helped launch. They went from 0 to 10 million in 7 months. That's one of these awards back here on the wall. I think it's that one. Yep, that one over there behind me, that way. And the problem that these guys had was part of their back end is a game plan. A game plan leads to, so when you buy their course, it leads to a one-on-one game plan. From the one-on-one game plan, then they get upsold into the mastermind. And the mastermind, the only problem with that though is it could only fit 100 per year, because part of the thing that you get with the fulfillment of that is access to turnkey real estate. And there's one primary dude that does all the turnkey real estate. And within 7 months, the mastermind was full and that guy couldn't handle any more business, right? So they had to shut the whole thing down for like 6 months while they resourced up people to do game plans, and then figure out a way, how can we send business to other people than that one guy, because that one guy can't handle buying and selling and fixing and managing 1,000 properties a year, right? Okay, so sometimes you got to slow down to speed up, right? Sometimes you got to slow down to speed up, and that's okay. They slowed down to get ready to then speed up. Same thing with our campaign, right? We slowed down, got it to the place where we were comfortable with managing it, and then when we're ready to scale up, we can scale up when we're ready to scale up, okay? So the key thing is you got to know when you break even, okay? At what point in your funnel does that happen for you, okay? In their case, their course, $500 thing, that's their break even point, okay? And they're happy with that. They're happy with breaking even on that point, okay? So know where your break even point is, know where your profitability is, and as soon as you figure out your math, then just go hog wild, throw gas on the fire, okay? But it's important that you have people that know what they're doing when it comes to scale, because spending $50 a day on Facebook ads is very different than spending $10,000 a day on Facebook ads or $20,000 a day on Facebook ads, okay? It's a very different animal, okay? The person who's managing a $50 ad account a day or $100 a day or even $500 a day is very significantly different than someone who's spending $20,000, $30,000 a day on Facebook ads, okay? It's a different skill set, it's a different competency, okay? So make sure you have the right people on your bus that are serving you and your business in being able to scale. I know a lot of agencies that could never handle that type of scale. They're like, yeah, it won't work at that point. Okay, that's not true. It can work. You can scale your business. Okay, you just gotta do it strategically, all right? Now, if you have any questions about when to scale your funnel, okay, well, I'd love to know where you're at with your funnel, okay? Where are you, what is the point of break even for you? How much is it costing to acquire customers? And then where do you profit? Where does profit kick in for you? Love to hear from you. Drop me a comment below this video. Love to hear from you. And if you need any help, okay, launching your expertise, growing and scaling your business, and building your legacy, I would love to help you. Check out bryandulaney.com. That's my website, and you can find 3 different categories of offers. You've got the do-it-yourself category, which is the category of, all the books and the webinars and the courses and all that type of stuff that you can consume at your own pace. And then you've got the done with you category, and that's all of our coaching programs and mastermind program called Legacy Builders. And then on the other side of the bucket, it's done for you. And done for you is all of our agency stuff. Okay, we run ads for clients, we do branding and video production and funnel development and website creation, all that fun stuff, okay, that an agency would do. That's what that is for. Okay, so if there's areas that you need help in, like maybe creating your offer, creating a winning offer, creating your products to sell, right? Maybe it's scripting your presentations. Maybe it's scripting your email copy. Maybe it's scripting your sales pages. Maybe it's scripting your sales scripts that allow you to upsell your highest ticket programs, right? If it's any of those things, we would love to help you, because that's our superpowers. That's the things that we do that we're the best in the world, and why we have all these awards on the wall. So again, check out bryandulaney.com, and if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know.